Hi, PerspectaWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, December 28th. A very active weather pattern continues across much of the nation. We have another soaking rain event here in the eastern third of the nation. The D.C. to Philadelphia, New York City corridor getting another 1 to 2 inches of rain today into tonight. Of course, ground conditions are very well saturated, so any heavy rainfall can produce localized flooding. Severe weather down in the south. It's cold enough for snow way up in the northern part of New England. And here's the latest weather warnings map from NOAA across the nation, just to show how active this weather pattern is. First of all, flood watches in green here, basically across much of the eastern third of the nation, from New York City all the way down to New Orleans. Also, some severe weather, some tornado watches and warnings out in this region down here in the southeastern part of the nation. Up to the north, snow and ice in northern New England. New Mexico is experiencing kind of its own snowstorm here. It's basically centered over New Mexico, very slow moving or nearly stationary, several inches of rain throughout much of the state. Meanwhile, lingering heavy snow and ice up across the upper part of the Midwest. There was significant snow in places like Kansas, all the way up into Minnesota and Wisconsin, with the primary low. Again, that low sliding to the west of the I-95 corridor, pushing warmer air up the Atlantic seaboard. Temperatures in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City later today, well up in the 50s. A rain event, no frozen precipitation at all. By the way, one final point, Florida, very nice. If you're on vacation down in Florida, it's been a nice week this week. Looks like nice weather right through the weekend, well into next week, with 80+ degrees throughout the state. So a very active weather pattern across the nation. Well, here's the current surface map, and it's very similar to what we saw a week ago, last Friday, with low pressure pushing up to the west of the I-95 corridor region, warm air flooding the east coast here, and again, high temperatures will jump into the 50s later on this afternoon. Some heavy rain around right now in the Philadelphia, D.C., even New York City metropolitan regions. It's not going to end anytime soon. Looks like that heavy rain threat can continue right into the afternoon. Certainly showers can continue into the early evening. Ultimately, this cold frontal system swings on by and moves from west to east. Winds later on tonight shift to the northwest in the I-95 corridor regions. Colder and drier air moves in, and then a weak system will stay to our south on Sunday, but another storm system looks like it'll throw some more rain into the eastern seaboard region later Monday night into early Tuesday. Meanwhile, out in New Mexico, again, a snowstorm for much of the state with a very slow-moving system, and several inches of snow can accumulate during the day today into tonight throughout much of New Mexico. Well, here's the latest radar view from WSI's Intellicast.com. A line of strong thunderstorms down in the southeastern part of the nation. Some tornado warnings are out in that particular part of the nation. Meanwhile, heavy rain falling along the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philly to New York City. Not going to end anytime soon. Looks like more heavy rain right through the morning into the early afternoon hours, and then the rain threat continues into the early evening. Snow up across Maine right now, northern part of New England, upper part of Vermont and New Hampshire as well, with some snow and ice. And meanwhile, out New Mexico, its own snowstorm for the state, sitting right on top of the region, dumping several inches of snow, and more snow lingers from Kansas up to the upper part of the Midwest, Minnesota and Wisconsin. Several inches fell there during yesterday and last night. Well, let's take a look at last night's 0Z run of the GFS model. Eastern third of the nation impacted by precipitation, severe thunderstorms down in the southeast, steady heavy rain right now up across the I-95 corridor from D.C. to New York City, snow and ice up across northern New England, and again, snow out in New Mexico, and lingering snow from the central and northern plains all the way up into the upper part of the Midwest. Let's move forward here. A band of very heavy rainfall over the next several hours continue from D.C. across the Delmarva Peninsula into southeastern, southern New Jersey, southeastern part of Pennsylvania, And let's keep moving forward here. The rain will continue throughout the afternoon into the early evening in the I-95 corridor, and then winds will start to shift to the northwest. Some colder, drier air moves in. Certainly not a very cold day on Saturday by any means. It'll be colder than today, and then even colder on Sunday. Let's move forward here. A moderately cold air mass moves in over the weekend, and by Sunday there'll be a weak system down across the southeast. Looks like it'll stay down there. We stay dry on Sunday, and then all of a sudden a lot of moisture starts to explode down across the south central U.S. as we begin the new work week on a Monday, New Year's Eve. This pushes to the north and east. Once again, low pressure slides to the west of the I-95 corridor region. That puts D.C., Philadelphia, New York City on the warm side of the storm. Primarily, if not completely, a rain event coming later Monday, probably beginning Monday afternoon, continuing through Monday night, and then it winds down almost as soon as New Year's Day begins on Tuesday, January 1st. Rain should be, if not ending, already done by early Tuesday morning. Pretty mild day, actually, setting up for Tuesday, January 1st. Probably high temperatures in D.C., Philly, New York City, near 50 degrees, maybe even into the lower 50s. Then we'll have to watch. Colder air starts to seep in from the northwest. Initially, this cold air actually plunges into the northern plains, probably putting temperatures well below zero in Minnesota, North Dakota by Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. But it tends to slow down in its advance to the south and east and kind of filters into the mid-Atlantic region here by the middle of next week. And at that time, we'll have to watch. There'll be a lot of moisture down in the southeastern U.S., and it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility that this moisture moves over the mid-Atlantic region. We're talking about probably late Wednesday, Thursday time frame of next week. Let's in fact go into Thursday morning, and here we are. Pretty cold air sitting over the northeast U.S. A lot of moisture down across the southeast. Just a little too early to say how far north that system will venture, but we'll obviously monitor it over the next several days. Another soaking rain event today and tonight for the Mid-Atlantic region. Basically dry and colder this weekend. It'll be moderately cold on Saturday, a bit colder on Sunday compared to Saturday, and then yet another rain event coming for much of the eastern third of the nation from later Monday into early Tuesday. And later next week, we'll monitor the moisture to the south and east and the cold air to the north and west. See if they meet up over the Mid-Atlantic region Wednesday night, Thursday time frame. That's it for now. For PerspectaWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.